Oh, hello there, Capricorn Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. How are you doing today? I am your reader for the moment. Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, professional intuitive, professional witch, and just all-around fun guy. Welcome to your Satisfying Soulmate reading for October 2019. Almost at the end of this zodiacal cycle doing these. I am doing the extended readings on Vimeo. They're so much fun and they're so deep. I've been doing the Celtic Cross. Oh, so lovely. So it's been very satisfying for me. My fellow Earth sign, if you're new to my channel, I'm a Virgo, Pisces Moon, Leo Rising. Can you tell the Leo Rising? Very, very, very much enjoying this process. By the way, my definition of soulmates might be a little bit different, a little bit new, so I do have links in the description box below for those of you new to my work about what soulmates are. In brief, soulmate is different than a twin flame. Twin flames, whole other thing. I will be doing the twin flame reads. Well, my parents are coming to visit for a few days. I have to get the house ready. I think I'll deal with the twin flame reads after that. I've got the what do I need reads for full moon to new moon next coming up. I'll get those done in a couple of days. That won't take long. Virgo, right? Prioritize all of this stuff. But a soulmate is a pre-incarnational contract, a soul contract that you make prior to descent into this life with different souls. You have many soulmates, and they are satisfying in that you are contracted to help each other heal. And in that satisfying, soothing, symbiotic, all sorts of S's, all sorts of S alliteration, and therefore friends and family, of course, lovers and romantic and all of that. But let's not get too fixated on the romantic sexual soulmates. Because it's just different terrain. I mean, it's all the same path, the path of true love. This is essentially a path of true love reading, but focusing on your soulmate contracts for the month of October 2019. So go watch the links below. There's some good info there, some fresh perspective that makes sense, not just in my mind, but in my body, right? It's like, oh, that makes so much more sense. So that's why I'm doing these, to help. I am a teacher and a spiritual counselor. I won't say first and foremost, it's all holographic, it all serves at the same time. So let's do this. Only using the one deck, Daughters of the Moon Tarot, to lay out a Celtic cross spread. I'm going to bless it for you right now in the shuffle so it gets nice and tuned to the Capricorn Collective. And in the extended, we'll be adding 3 other decks so that this will give you 10 cards down. The extended will give you 40. So really, in terms of clarification, and those have been mind-blowing. I'm even thinking of doing this exact same spread process for twin flames, but we'll see. The one that I have drawn out is really extensive, but could take 2 hours. So let's do this. My gods. My gods, please bless this deck for the Capricorn Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs on the path of true love for October 2019 in their soulmate contracts. That this deck be a channel of your godly guidance and grace for the well-being of all. May the Capricorn Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need on the path of true love in and through their soulmate contracts for October 2019. May they be blessed. May they be blessed. Here we go. Top 10 cards, Celtic Cross. May they be blessed. Top 10 cards, Celtic Cross. May they be blessed. Top 10 cards, Celtic Cross. May they be blessed. Maiden, Mother, Crone. Yes, Witch. Nothing like a solid shuffle. So now what I'm going to do, instead of like, shuffling and pulling a card from each position, I'm using, it sits on its selenite slab, the selenite slab of the gods. And then I'm going to pull right from the top, right? Top 10 cards, Celtic Cross. So here we go. The way I read Celtic Cross might be a little different than what you're used to, although I notice I don't see a lot of Celtic Cross on YouTube, so I'm glad to bring back an oldie and a goodie, the Eagle Eye view, right? So this is the card that covers you, your significator, all right? So what I'm doing is I'm drawing the card, I'm looking at it, and then I'm turning it that way. So you've got the 2 of Blades, analysis, reversed, and pretty much completely reversed too. And the way that I see that is, if you're new, I did a video on how I read reversals, is that this turns clockwise. So you're really in deep analysis, introspection, but that it will turn clockwise, it will go 3/4, and then you will come to that doing, done, right? Like, because if it came straight up, it's like, yes, you're in analysis, but then it has your analysis. You are in analysis, but it is going to continue, right, to go in. So where you are now, it's like you're halfway through, which is great, which is good, good, good. The stuff that you're gathering information on, I love that this is the card of the fencers, right? Because it is like, well, there's this way, and then there's this way, and there's this way, and there's this way. Believe me, as a Virgo, I understand. So hang in there, right? That's you. This is now the cross, the situation, the environment that you are in. And we've got meditation reversed, right? So what is that saying? Now, Seven of Blades. Seven of Blades here in the traditional Rider-Waite, not so fun, right? This is more about meditation and contemplation, and with really the exact same angle. You're focused inward. So meditation, yes, there are Eastern and Western forms of meditation. Lord knows I've studied as many of them as were thrown at me. And sometimes, like shoes, right? You put on a new pair of shoes, a new meditation, a new spiritual practice, whatever. You know, not comfortable at first, but it really work. Like service, they take you somewhere, right? They take you on your journey forward. But then sometimes, you know, they don't serve so much anymore. So there's always a higher truth. There will always be another practice. But I know for myself, I can work so hard that I become almost like a spiritual practice junkie, right? Sometimes it can be a form of escape. So there is a thing here about overthinking, perhaps, particularly with 7 and the 2, the 8, and the 9, that would be 9 of Blades, right? So, you know, a little too much interior focus, but hang in there. But let's see what else lays down here, because this is a lot of mental energy. Now, what I'm doing is, as I'm looking at these cards as I go, I'm taking note of how many people are in the cards, right? So even though this is reversed, there might be somebody that you're doing this analysis with, right? Well, sure, and it can be you talking to your inner being, right? But analysis is about gathering information, right? Before you take the action, you're gathering information. But then with the 7 here reversed as well, that this is deeper. So certainly if you are in an atmosphere of meditation, contemplation, perhaps a sacred pause, right, where the gods go pause and things sort of freeze on the outside. So, and that's a blessing, although we hate it, right? It's like, why is everything stuck? What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? It may not be that you're doing anything wrong at all. In fact, in the quantum, you really can't do anything wrong. It's all a holographic plan governed by the gods. We're the chess pieces. Isn't it funny? We're the avatars. What's an avatar in a video game, right? It's like the character you play. Well, that's what we are. We are the avatars of the gods. So they're ultimately in control, but, you know, we have choices and decisions to make. So when they're sort of like, no, you really need to focus on this, they will certainly shift a quantum thread here and there, you know, the fates weaving as they do. And so we find ourselves in a little bit of a sacred pause, with sacred meaning that there's purpose to it, mystical purpose, right? Not just spiritual purpose, mystical purpose, that which is beyond our knowing, to go within and look. So since we have all of this energy going in, isn't it lovely that our third position, the core, is what's going on in the subconscious? And of course, straight up, we've got one of the 2 double cards in the Daughter of the Moon Tarot, oppression. So there are internal blocks. There are things. And the thing, I mean, to say that I love about this card is, if you can see, I mean, I know the glare. I'm going to be playing with a new lighting concept this week. And also it's cloudy outside, so I try and get natural light in here. This is all artificial. But if you look, it's a woman buried under rocks, right? Can you see her feet there on the end, right? But if you look at the faces on the rocks, right, like there are all these faces. And those are often the opinions of other people. Tribal dictate, the energies of others that we have taken on, perhaps empathically. Okay, real quick sidebar here, but one I think you'll appreciate. I have friends. My circle of friends used to be huge. Now it's really small, and that's the way it is, and I love it. And interestingly enough, men, like I've had so many female friends my entire life. I mean, Dionysus archetype. I've been surrounded by maenads since jump. But this past year or so, it's been the people getting closer to me as friends have been men. And all of them are going through, it's so funny, this empathic overload, right, through really harsh situations in work. Right, so can you relate to that, Capricorn? None of them are Capricorns necessarily, so taking Zodiac out of that for a moment. And so they're coming to me like as a friend, but you know, I'm their witch at the same time. And I'm tuning into them. I'm like, you just need a good cry, because you don't realize you've absorbed the tension of everybody else in the work situation into yourself, thinking it's all you, right? So and slowing them down, and then they have the good cry and the catharsis, which we don't cry in front of each other. Sometimes we do, right? We have that safe space, but you know, men and crying, right? So that perhaps you're carrying some empathic overload here. Taking on other people's energy, right? I mean, we are earth signs. We're going to feel it physically, you know, regardless of the placement. So that's something to meditate upon. Now, I know what I do in that situation, but let's see what the spread says, because this is the Celtic Cross, and will show us pretty much what's going on here. So what's behind you? Recent past. Well, the world. Okay, so there is a completion there. Now, it came pretty much straight up, a little bit tilted in that sense, that it could still, you know, turn a little that way. But it is in the recent past here, though you may not see the full cycle completion of it yet. And again, what I love about the artwork here, and I say this every time this card comes up, particularly with clients. Sorry, I'm just trying to reduce the glare. Where are these women? Where are they? Oh, they're standing on a mountain, a woman's gathering. It's a full moon. They're dancing naked, but they're standing on the belly of the Great Mother. Now, do you see it? So there was something revealed, but with that, I can't even say 3/4 tilt. That's like a so almost there tilt, like only 1/8 of the pie left to go direct, perhaps in retrospect, or we'll see what's coming here. There is a realization, something to be celebrated, but it might not have totally clicked into the physical external world yang, and hence, oh, that would make sense why all of the inward analysis and meditation. Well, what's holding me back? What am I not just what am I doing wrong? What's going on inside of me? Is there shadow that needs to be embraced, lead that needs to be alchemized into gold? And that is a spiritual, mystical process. Just as, yes, there's the psychological, alchemical as well. You can certainly, psychology is not about alchemy, I don't know what it is, but when we're dealing with the card of oppression, particularly in the inner world, it's inner oppression, or the residue of external oppression that may have gone by, the emotional baggage, the stress. Let's move on. Fifth position, your crown, like what's coming in. Sort of immediate future, but also like it's like getting a download. It's still in energy form. It hasn't quite manifested, but it's in your field, so to speak. So what do we got going on there? Straight up, success under handicap, right? I love this card. It's the Six of Pentacles, right? And you know, the Six of Pentacles, balance, right? We see it in the Rider-Waite. But I love this card. It's like anybody in the race here is a winner. It's just like, hang in there. This is coming. Your success is coming. I know it's been hard. Well, you're Capricorns. I'm ruled by Saturn. I get it, right? I'm no planets in Capricorn, but I understand. I understand, Capricorns. You are the long haul. Keep going. This is also about momentum and balance, right? Make sure that you're doing your physical balancing, and you know, whatever that means. It's like we can work so hard, and yet at the same time, are we resting? They took me out of the game for 24 hours this week. It's not that I couldn't move physically. I just didn't have it. Like I didn't even go food shopping. I'm a Virgo. I got plenty of food in the house. I can whip anything together. But I even ended up microwaving something. Right? Scandalo. So, you know, are you being in balance? Are you hydrating? Are you resting? Are you bringing yourself into balance? Well, it feels like you're going to be with that Six of Pentacles, and it's going to help you get through the rest of the race. This isn't a race, but in terms of your soulmates here, certainly. Now let's look at soulmates, right? Well, definitely soul family indicated there, right? Certainly more than one. The meditation and the oppression cards, you're solitary here. So here, it also looks like you've got soulmate sort of cheering you on. Now, it may not be that many people, but let's really look from the 4 to the 5. There are a lot of people involved in your life, whether they are tribes of family, friends, community, what have you. There is definitely a moving forward that is recognized here for you. A success, which is straight up the name of the card. It says right at the bottom, success. Focus. Success. As I order my camera around and it doesn't understand what I'm saying. Okay, so we're almost done with the first 6. That's the horizontal line and the vertical line. So what's before you on the path? 2 of Flames. Now you go from the 2, and we're going to make that, yeah, we're going to, just like the other one, we're going to make that, boop, like you, it's going to come clear. It's what to do, right? 2 of Flames. I call it juggling fire. Mahuea, volcanic goddess, right? Polynesian. I think Samoan, you know, I can't, I suck at names anyway, so don't drag me because I didn't get the country right with the goddess. It's a lot of pantheons there. That thing of really like, okay, well, I've got the energy now, I've got the momentum, I just don't know where to apply it. Right? It's sort of like, okay, dude, not indecision, not even conflict of will, but oh, I could do this, or I could do this, or I could do this. So it's still in that planning phase. So good on you. I mean, that's really good. And it would make sense, right? That goes that way. It would make sense with this as your, oh, this is what we'll do. First, we'll look at the past, right? Where's the past? You're coming from this place of pretty much something revealed, almost full cycle, not the card of the universe, the card of judgment, right? So nearing the end of the cycle, that's sort of like realization, but it doesn't feel like you've completely realized it. Like, break that word up. What is realized? Is to make something real, to realize it, like to canonize it, like to simonize it. I don't know. There's action process indicated there. And where you are right now is in a place of meditation, which is good, so that maybe you can tune intuitively. Well, we know what's in that that third position, but start integrating what some of this revelation might be, the full picture, which does lead you to this ending of this process of the 2, right? The 2 of Swords, ending that, and then really having the creativity in what? Balance. But let's look now at your vertical. At the core, you've got the card of oppression. And though that, yes, that can mean addictions and bad habits and embracing the shadow, I feel like the shadow that's being embraced here, that you've empathically taken on a lot from the collective, and that you really need your healing soulmates, even if it's just conversations, even just if it's like, right, it's not just me, oh, thank you, I'm not the only one going through that, right? That you're carrying a lot of other people's stuff, but it's part of the holographic reality, 5th dimension. Everybody's like, oh, the 5th dimension, unity consciousness, we want that. It's like, well, this, we're paying the bill before the meal, but we're getting fed as we go. Absolutely we are. Sort of a pay-as-you-go deal. And this is our work. This is what we came in to do, to transmute all of that. So this internal focus and analysis, just don't overthink it too much. It's emotional, right? All the thinking in the world, unless those thoughts are really like, hey, it's okay. This isn't all me. I've been saying, and I even said to my friends when they were like, the fuck is going on? I said to them, what if 2% of what you're feeling is you and the other 98% is in the collective? And they kind of looked at their circumstance, just at the collective people that they were dealing with, all in work situations, and were like, oh my God, I'm empathic, and I am feeling all of their stuff, and I took it all on, right? So recognize that, because what's crowning is this straight up success to move you forward. Nito Pichiquino, gotta say, that feels really nice. I mean, yes, this is a bit much, but coming from the card of celebration, it would make sense that as this cycle is closing, You're sort of clearing out in the subconscious, right? That's that third position. What's going on? I mean, the subconscious doesn't mean you have no idea what's going on down there. It just means it's not up here so much what's going on behind castle walls. So there is the cross, which is your microcosm, very personal. Now we're going to look at the staff, which is the universal, right? The macrocosm. And remember, it's all holographic. It's all one thing, but like two different ways of looking at it, one through the personal lens and one through the universal, possibly the mystical, considering what we've got going on here. So position number 7, your lesson, what the gods are teaching you, that there's a repressed emotional storm inside of you. There it is, right? There we are. This one's straight up, this one's reverse. That you've got an emotional thing here. Hence the meditation, hence the pause. It's like the great thing about storms, because we think of emotional storms as such horrible things, but you know, we need storms, right? We need rain. We need rainstorms. Like, if you just look at it from the literal world, they clear the skies, they nourish the earth with water, and then the earth can do what? Grow and be fertile. Without the element of water, it's no good, right? It doesn't work. Everything dries out, dries up. And you are an earth sign, so the water is your complementary element there. So your lesson, this is an emotional lesson. Now, nobody likes the 5s, but the 5s, if you're oh, sorry, that's upside down. Nobody likes the 5s, but you know, if you're working a process of manifestation and magic and prayer and law of attraction, flaw of attraction, whatever it is that you're doing, well, you need the element of water. 5 is change, right? It's a number of change. So really, it's not that any of the 5s are bad. In this deck, they're all natural occurrences. But the question is how are you dealing with it? How are you responding? What would love do? The name of the game is how do I respond to this? And the question to ask is what would love do? And I'm adding to that, and what would be healthy? What's healthy in this situation? Right? Well, let's push it down some more. See how that works out. It's like fucking emotional whack-a-mole. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. So yeah, what I was fit. But remember, the storm isn't all yours. What's your lesson? Is that not all of this is yours. So have a good cry and bless it all as it goes. And may all hearts be blessed. And it's okay to feel this way, because this is the old patterning. They always give me this image, always, as of late. That idea of like the 5th dimensional unity consciousness, which is up here, 8th chakra, right? It's something I'll go up there for. It's coming down. We are incarnating it, coming down through the crown, the third eye, the heart, the solar plexus, the sacrum, the root, and it's squeezing out. No, it's funny. It's not squeezing out in a way. It's like pushing it up. Like they show me French press coffee. Right? It's like it's pushing down and it's bringing all of this stuff up. Cleaning out stuff in our cell tissues, in our DNA, and our ancestral patterning, going back to who knows how long ago, right? Let's not talk extraterrestrials. I'm so not in the mood as an earth sign to talk about any of that stuff, particularly if your hair is like that. So not into it, right? We can keep our sense of humor about this because it's not happening to us, it's happening for us, and it's in the collective. But this is your part of it, right? Talk about a Saturnian Capricorn thing, but you absolutely do have soulmates, and you know, now that I look at Mahuea, why wouldn't that be a soulmate along the way? Why wouldn't that be somebody who shows up saying hi, right? Helping you balance and figure out and feel out that element of fire in your 6th position. That just jumped out at me. All right, so no people indicated in this. So this is solo journey, right? Going within. So let's look at how the world sees you. I like this position because we can't see ourselves. We really can't. No matter how much introspection, no matter how many mirrors you have, you can't see yourself clearly. Neither can other people ultimately, right? But sometimes to understand, it's like, oh, that's how they see me. Like, you can be just in despair and you've got the sun card there. It's like, no wonder nobody sees this, because then I must be putting on a happy face, which is sometimes necessary, right? If this is the sun card, let's all just take a break, shall we? How does the world see you? Okay, good. The Sagittarius card, right? Sagittarius. Now, not that they're seeing you as another sign necessarily, but that you're someone who is expansive and motivated, and at least from the outside looking in, gregarious, fun, friendly, willing, right? So as that turns clockwise as well, right, that will come more apparent, perhaps even to you. And as I feel that, there is that thing of, wow, they got a lot going on, right? They got a lot going on. They have so many options, so many opportunities. But I'm getting the sense that all of these options are making you apathetic, right? More to do, more things to figure out because of this psychic weight. Majority of what's holding you down is emotional. Not holding you down, but look at it as that which is within you next in line to love. It's a good way. It's Matt Kahn, a brilliant teacher. I've got a link for him down there too about soul contracts. Really have a good look. I watched it again this past week, brought me to tears. So good. He's right on. Gotta say, not everybody likes him. Not everybody's supposed to like everybody, but his work is worth it. Destiny, your 9th position. Speaking of soulmates and contracts and all of that, this card often called hopes and fears, because what we most hope for and what we most fear is our destiny, right? We want the end result. That's our hope. The fear is what we're going to have to go through to get there. Fate and destiny are not the same thing. We're handed our fate. Destiny is what we do with it if we take the hero's journey. And if we don't take the hero's journey, we suffer our fate. Rather manifest the destiny, but really, some days, my Capricorn, it's like, hey, both of them suck. And it's okay. You don't have to like it. No one said you had to like any of this stuff, but we do have the choice as to how we want to play the role we incarnated to play. So let's have a look here. What's the destiny here? The dreamer. Oh, where you are right now is re-envisioning your dream, which absolutely makes sense with this in the recent past with that celebration card. This is pretty much straight up. We're talking about the Fool card here. Looking over, and rather than jumping off the cliff, I really enjoy this depiction because what she's doing is dipping her finger in the moving stream, infecting the quantum field, right? Your dream. Now, why that feels so good straight up is because you're doing this meditation inward thing anyway. So as this purifies, hence all the fire. See, the devil and the hell and all of that stuff, it's not my mythology. I mean, I enjoy a good, I'm watching Lucifer on Netflix, really funny. He's like, I really like him. Well, I like the actor from Miranda too. If you haven't watched Miranda, watch Miranda, British sitcom, so funny. I love her. You know, and American Horror Story, Apocalypse and Good Omens and all that stuff. It's just not my mythology. The underworld is the realm of Hades and Persephone, totem of Persephone, the queen of the underworld, now in the underworld with her husband for 6 months. It's the place of regeneration. It's the unconscious mind. It's where the collective exists. So to me, it's not hell, but it is where we transform. It's where the inner transformation takes place. So this is happening for you, not to you. And as that burns off, comes vision, comes the dream. Now, the thing about our destinies that is so torturous is we're not supposed to know what's going to happen. It's mystical, the hero's journey. The heart's desires are, you didn't, and here's how they said it to me. It's like, you didn't write your desires on your heart, we did. That's where we knew you couldn't get away from what you're supposed to do in this life. So following your heart. Now, not following your emotions. If you're in a homicidal mood, do not, act on your emotions, but love those emotions as they rise. It purifies and makes the writing on your heart ever clearer. Every good cry, every I love you, as I love my heart, may all hearts be loved. Clearing out that collective stuff. That you get this, your destiny is that you are coming into a new place this month. And what's interesting, yes, this Sagittarian might very well be, although this is how people are seeing you, doesn't mean that you don't have that friendly Sagittarian thing going on through all of this while you're doing this. So what you're putting out to the world is one thing, what's going on in the internal world another, and I'm fine with that. That's not duplicity, that's called privacy. That you're getting this fresh start, particularly as this one thing phases out. Something new, not only new is coming in, but it's like, because it's in this position of destiny, that your dreams are becoming clearer. And not that Well, scrap everything else you've ever done, start over. All of that, oh, you'll like this, Capricorn. It's like climbing a mountain, you mountain goat, right? It's like you hit this plateau. You're no longer on that level. You're graduating to a higher level. One more card. Here we go. Well, you already got 1-5, right? Where are you? You got the 5 of Cups reversed in your lesson. Here you've got the 5 of Pentacles, which I know is being left out in the cold, and but not in this deck. Earthquake, fast change, fast physical change. And this puppy came straight up, actually the complete opposite of this. So get that, the water that's changed, the emotional stuff, right? Because it starts in spirit, then it comes down to air. It starts in spirit, then it comes down to air. Then fire, you got to choose it. Then emotionally you feel it, and then where does it go? Into physical form, manifestation. So your water is being changed, which is going to create earthquake. Now this is in your soulmate contracts, but I'm feeling something very physical here, that this might include work, right? That your soulmates, there can be work soulmates here, hence why there are, it's like there's no balance here. It's either a lot of people, soul group, soul family, known or unknown, similar mission. Like if you think of soulmates as rowers on a boat, like a crew team, right? They're mates, and they're all rowing in the same direction, hopefully in synchronicity. Otherwise, that's just slappy, right? That's like Keystone Cops action waiting to happen underwater. But then otherwise, there's a lot of solitary in here. So there feels like there's a bit of extreme, and hence why this 6 of Pentacles really seen as a balance and successful balance and moving you forward. So is any of this romantic? There's nothing here in these cards that scream romance at me. And that's why I'm doing the extended readings, because otherwise, look, I'm already over a half hour. This could go on forever. And for YouTube, I want people to watch them in a comfortable setting, in a comfortable amount of time, like watching a sitcom. The Mark Angelo Lyons Tarot Show. No, I'm not changing the name of the channel. But overall, this feels really good, right? So you got this past, this present, this future. Just brief recap, right? So you go from this revelation celebration that you don't quite get yet, but will going through meditation that leads you to this balancing of this. What do I want to do? What do I want? What do I want? What do I want? What do I want? At least bringing that into balance, all of that coming on the table. Excuse me, let me just put these back where they were, because I got to take a picture of it and pop it in at the end of the vid. They're there. And then we've got your vertical axis with this oppression, something really holding you back. But remember, it's not all you, that you've taken on an empathic load of others. And with that internal analysis, you may be able to focus on those emotions and feel who they are. I do it every now and again. I'm like, oh, that's who that is. Not that I'm trying to figure it out. Sometimes it just rises. And then what's crowning for you is that straight up success, that balance, that physical balance, hopefully the balance of giving and taking. If you've taken on so much, that you're able to release some of that and then receive, particularly as we remove what oppresses us, right? And then we've got your major staff here, your universal lesson, what the gods are trying to teach you. It's emotional and it's internal. Not everybody needs to know about it. And I don't think everybody is going to know about it. Why? Because you got the Sagittarius. You're coming across almost like the Sagittarius, jovial and fun and inspiring and exciting and on your path. And ninth house is spirituality and expansion as well, and which is great because your destiny right now is your dream being reborn. So perhaps hanging out with groups rather than isolating so much can sort of get you sparked. Like go take a class or something. Go do something that inspires you. Go look at art. Go look at long-term durables. Oh, you know what I do every now and again? I drive through really expensive neighborhoods, not just for the money part, but I love good architecture, right? And I play this game. Is it a cottage, a castle, or a palace? Cottages look like cottages, one level. Castles are tall and walled. palaces are wide. So really driving through Long Island, you can see a lot of them. And you know what I mean? Like inspire yourself, whatever it takes, right? And sometimes that's more yang than yin, going out and looking for it or going where the gods guide you, because there is this Five of Pentacles that feels like it's going to happen straight up in your benefit. Like this isn't a horrible thing coming, not with the dreamer, the fool right underneath in the destiny position. So my Capricorn Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, in terms of your soulmates, yeah, there are one or two people perhaps getting close to you, but a lot of this is solitary time. But then there are groups, so try and balance that out, right? Find your way step by step. And, you know, the great thing about Capricorns, and I know you don't like to hear this, is that, you know, slow and steady wins the race. That you worked so hard, maybe sometimes it's about, okay, maybe it's not just that I'm working too hard, it's just I don't know how to work easy. I don't know how to bring ease to my burdens, right? So balance that out for yourself and ask for the help you need. And of course, we'll be clarifying this on Vimeo. The link is down below. Cool, cool. Well, my Capricorns, I wish you again the very best and the very blessed of your soulmate journey on the path of true love for October 2019. But for now, hail, farewell, and blessed be.